I want to start my presentation with a question. How much time do you spend every day on social networks? According to statistics, the majority of users spend 1 to 5 hours a day surfing social nets. Each second, 8 persons on the earth become a part of some social net community. Contact, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and others burst into our everyday life and more likely intend to stay here for a long time. Social net world gives also limited opportunities for various acquaintances. The above-mentioned sites provide the user with information of all kinds, useful and useless, healthy and harmful, important and dangerous. And it's up to everybody to decide which sort of information to take into consideration and how much time to spend or to waste on the virtual life. The expression, the whole life is theater, is out of date and definitely has known better days. But nowadays, the most appropriate phrase will be the whole life is social net. Very frequently, people forget about their real life and become glued to a smartphone or computer screen. That's why my presentation is devoted to such a burning issue as social net and smartphone addiction and how to cope with it with the help of special applications and devices. There is a wide range of similar programs which main goal is to protect us from the internet dependence. First of all, I'd like to mention the only national invention developed by a student from Tomsk Polytechnic University, Alexander Pogozhin. He has introduced his startup project named Back to Life, which will help us to minimize the bad habit to get stuck in the net. This application looks in access to a group of social nets and online game sites. According to the student, a lot of his fellows waste too much time on social nets and games and stop giving sense of time. It's the user who sets the time limit for surfing the social net. The uniqueness of this application is that it grants access to a group of sites and applications for the necessary amount of time. The second innovation I'd like to dwell on is a cutting-edge invention called Break Free, which was developed by Indian founders. This application has the same goals as the above-mentioned one, which are to monitor our smartphone usage habits and to check our addiction levels. But there are some peculiarities. With visually appealing graphs, statistics, and characters, this application guides us on how we can control our smartphone usage. Also, it gives us a set of customizable tools which will help us to disconnect from our phones during our off time. Break Free has several unique features. First of them is usage monitoring. This application studies our smartphone usage habits in the background and warns us with timely notifications whenever we go overboard. For example, if we are using a particular application for a long time, if we are making too many calls, or if we have used the phone for over an hour, this application will notify us to slow down and enjoy life. The second feature is non-intrusive notifications. Using a highly advanced algorithm, Break Free calculates our addiction scores in real time and maintains a detailed history of our scores and tells us the results through a friendly and engaging character called Seto. The third feature is phone management tools. Also, the application provides us such phone management tools as blocking notifications, disabling the internet, and also sending auto text messages. For instance, say you want to spend your family time from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. each Sunday, examine your phone to disable sound and internet so that you're not disturbed by calls and notifications during that time and can completely focus on your family time. Moreover, there are much more extreme and extraordinary tools. And here I'd like to introduce you an exotic, quite eccentric and even wild tool designed by students from Massachusetts Technological University called Pavlov Poke. They offered a severe but effective means to protect us from the internet and social independence with the help of electric shocker. The device itself is very simple in construction. An Arduino platform is connected to the computer by a USB feed. The processing code signals a shock, the Arduino triggers a shock circuit and gives electrical shock to a user through a pair of electrodes. The device the Pavlov Poke is a provocative art design project which of course is not intended for sale but rather is a joke with a serious purpose behind it. Here you can see the work of this device. The last thing I would like to touch upon is the creative application under the title of Forest, Stay Focused, created by American developers. Forest is an application which will help us to stay away from our phones and stay focused on our work. Whenever we want to concentrate, we can plant a seed in a forest. In the next 30 minutes, this small seed will gradually grow into a big tree. However, if we can't resist the temptation and leave the application, for example, for checking Facebook or playing a game, our little cute tree will die. I think it is a very interesting method to beat a phone addiction, and it is very beautiful to my mind. In conclusion, I must say that we can't deny the importance and the crucial point of the problem of nomophobia and smartphone addiction across all age groups and in our time. And I want to say, let's start using our phones they were meant to be. Let's make time for more important things in life. Thanks for your attention.
Now you can ask your questions.
Tatiana, would you like to use such program as Pavlov?
Actually, no, I think it is interesting, of course, and maybe for somebody it will be really useful. But for me, I prefer other ways to save my time. For example, some kinds of time management tools. Pavlov Poke will be the last thing that I will try. Yes.
Do you have any statistics about how many people have an internet addiction? How many people need this application?
Actually, I haven't any definite statistics, but I think a lot of people have this addiction. Maybe they don't even realize it. They can just sit and his or her hand can take the phone, and the person can even not realize that he touched his phone this second. Yes.
Do you think that you waste too much time when you get social network or just a certain wavelength?
I think social nets are very school. And sometimes I really need to get there, but sometimes I also notice that I just surfing the useless information for me, and I have to do, for example, my homework, and I'm watching this video, or maybe watching photos of my friends, and I don't realize why I do it this time. Yes. Yes.
How do you think these applications will be more popular with over-controlling parents, wives, husbands, or with addicts themselves?
I think these applications will be popular between the people who can realize that they are addicts, and also, for example, their mental life application also can be popular between parents, because it can become a more efficient option of parents' control. Yes?
Well, when we're looking into that cyberpunk future of ours, with all those cybers and then with integrated media sources, don't you think it's going to be a problem for, men with integrated media sources to lie down and browse web and all those social medias and do nothing?
Can you rephrase the question, please?
Well, I've asked if it's going to be a problem for a cyberman or some sort of cybers in the near future just lie down and browse social media without going anywhere. Is that going to be a problem, or we should delete all those social media sources?
No, I think we shouldn't delete social medias, because they become, for this time, they have already become a really important part of our everyday life. We just should control our using of these nets, and we should be able to join to our real world. Don't forget about real friends, about working, about talking to each other without any social nets and using their phones. Yes.
Okay, when we talk about addiction, it's quite a universal word. Yeah?
Yes.
So it's something which is not a norm. For example, alcohol addict, drug addict. So in terms of social networks addiction, what is considered to be the norm if you have this data? And in your opinion, in your personal opinion, what is the norm and what is an addiction? When does the addiction start?
Of course, it is difficult to mention where is the addiction start. It is difficult for everybody to realize it, but actually I think that it is an addiction when the person can't sit without their phones in their hands, and while they are talking to friends, maybe in a cafe, and during they're working, he or she touched his phone and surfing the internet, and I think it is really addiction time. Yes.
Well, we saw a numerous number of different tools, but don't you think that it's a bit ironical and strange to use computer programs and smartphone applications to fight with internet addiction?
Yes, I have heard about this question too, because it is really wonderful that programs can help us to beat phone addiction. But I think it can be the first step for people to back to life. It can be the first step. And after that, they can use some kinds of time management tools, for example.
Thank you.